I remember that the flight was awful. There was a typhoon in Hong Kong, so our plane couldn't land, and we were rediverted to Taiwan. And we stayed in Taiwan for 8 hours, and they wouldn't let us leave the plane. And we finally got to Phnom Penh at 11 o'clock at night, about 18 hours late or so. It was quite late, and we were all really, really tired, our small group of people going to this mission. But the mission president, which was President Moon, and his wife came and they picked us up. And as they were driving us to the mission home from the airport, they were talking to us and getting to know us. And it was then that he told me that I'd be serving in Vietnam. So someone serving in the Cambodia Phnom Penh Vietnamese program.
I thought that it would be not really surprising because Cambodia is one of Asian countries and I'm from Asia, so for kind of weather wise, I thought that it would be kind of similar, but it was different. It was obviously different. The airport was really small, and when we got out of the airport, outside of the airport, there were a lot of people already, and we just heard native Khmer everywhere, and it was wow, that sounds I don't understand anything, but it was really exciting. And senior couple missionaries actually helped us to get back to mission home, mission office, from the airport. And yeah, and we stayed at the mission home the first night, and we had this several orientations and meetings with the mission president and his wife and other office elders who were helping us. And yeah, I actually didn't have any opportunity actually going out to proselyte that day, which probably a lot of missionaries have done that during their first day. But my first day of proselyting is really after I got my trainer and I moved to actual my area. And yeah, but it was really exciting moment. And yeah, I still remember that. I can remember that pretty clearly. Still makes me really excited about that country. And I could feel how Heavenly Father loved the people there in that country, and how much expectation actually He had to that country, and He has still. My first area was the place called Chumgamon. It's pretty kind of near the center of Phnom Penh, and we had a lot of people. And my second area was Stampin J. It's still also in Phnom Penh. My first three areas were all in Phnom Penh. And so Stampin J was a little bit far away from the center of Phnom Penh, but it's still a really nice area.
And the very first thing we did is we went to a market. It's called Saint Odyssey. It's kind of over in the area by the mission home. And we went out there and we started contacting. They had the assistants and the office elders there with us and split us up. And we went one with the office elder or an assistant, and then one of us. And we just went out and started contacting people. That was really intimidating, but it was a lot of fun. It was really, really cool experience. I remember not the first guy, one of the guys that I talked to, he was an older gentleman, and he wasn't really interested at all. I was trying to talk to him, ask him if he'd ever learned about Jesus Christ, asked him if he'd ever gone to a church, and he talked about some church that he'd gone to, but he said he wasn't really interested. And so we started walking away. As we started walking away, he called out to us, and he's like, "Hey, do you have anything I'll just start handing out some stuff, help you guys hand out some information and stuff." And so we gave him a stack of pass along cards with our phone number on, and he was starting to hand them around to people around. And it was a really cool experience just to see, he doesn't want our message, he's not interested, but he's willing to pass it along to other people. So it was a really cool and interesting experience. And then it was a really great moment for me when we were able to go contact these 3 young men who were sitting in one of those tuk-tuks. And we got in the tuk-tuk with them and sat down with them, and we started talking with them. And our goal with that was we wanted to give them a Book of Mormon. And so, I was doing the talking and saying, here, this is the Book of Mormon. And in the end, they accepted the Book of Mormon, and I was like, yes, we got the Book of Mormon out. And then we went back to the mission home, and we had a lot of orientation and stuff. Met the mission president, got to really know him pretty well. President Moon was great, and had some more orientation stuff. Got to bed, had some trouble sleeping with the jet lag, and the schedule was completely off. But we got tired enough that we were able to sleep. And the next day was get transfers with your trainer and go. And so we just went. And that first night with my trainer, we went and we met with the branch president. And I didn't add much of anything to that meeting at all, but I was there, and I was really surprised that I was able to understand what they were talking about. I mean, they were talking about things that I had never talked about before at the MTC, but they were talking about less active members and things, and I had never talked about that, but I was able to kind of follow along in that meeting, and it was actually a really, really good meeting. I really got to know my branch president well, and as we went over throughout the week, as we went and visited members and got to know the members, it was really great to see how warm and friendly they were and how willing they were to reach out to all of us. I mean, even though I was just this new missionary, and my trainer was new to the area as well. We were what's called whitewashing, where neither of us knew the area, and we were coming in to serve in the area. And it was a really great place. It was a really humbling experience. That first week, I started out in an area that's called Stungmin Che, and specifically in the 3rd branch of Stungmin Che, where probably a third of the geographical area of the branch is taken up by big dump. It's no longer an active dump. It was a previous dump, and there's all sorts of slums that have popped up and around the dump as people use it to have cheap land, and to they would go through and collect recyclables, things that people had thrown away that were recyclable. They would dig through the trash of the dump and find those recyclables, and that's how they made their living. And so I was coming from America straight into a dump, basically, and that's where I was serving, and really just serving and loving these people so much, and just seeing that they have the biggest hearts and that they love you so much. I mean, it's a feeling that you can't compare to, and the feeling that you love them so much as well. And it's not, oh, I pity you because you're so poor. It's, I love you because you're such an amazing person, and I want to get to know you. That was the best feeling, and that was kind of my first impression as I got into country.